decided to throw myself into music. I grew up in a musical household. My mom was an Italian opera singer, and I really had no choice. I heard music everywhere I went in the house, till all hours of the night, might I add, through the air vents. She would teach lessons, piano or voice out of the home, and just in church, I'd hear gospel music all the time, and my mom sang in the church, and so it wasn't long for me to develop a heart for music and just a love for music. So I grew up just practicing, hearing songs, and I would go into my room for all hours of the day and sing and want to perform them to my mom or make sure she heard them and if she approved. And so I kind of, had no choice, I feel like. I feel like the Lord just really put the call over my life for music. Obviously the last 10 years of doing worship has been a different calling, but developing a love for the Lord, in the process developed a love of music to sing to the Lord and make my music about Him. So, that's really, my mom was a huge part of that. I really have just started to try and live a day at a time, realizing that the Lord can bring anything at any moment, at any time for me, and realizing that no event is too small or no event is too big, that the Lord cares about one person, one life, one event, one church, one body. So I don't know what my big break is. I guess recently my song hitting radio was a big break for me. Just excited to share my music with the world and just wanting the world to hear my message and my story. More than just my song, my story of hope and God's faithfulness and goodness and His love for us. So if that is an avenue, my music is an avenue to really share the gospel and share the heart of the Lord, that's a big break to me. I'm definitely, the genre of music that my album is focused on is just worship and contemporary Christian. I have some folk elements in it just because I love all types of music. I think that's part of my problem, is I like too many types of music. So discovering myself as an artist has been an interesting journey. But I would definitely say my heart is of worship within the church. I love leading worship and I love just giving God praise. And so this album is definitely geared towards worship. It's a worship album. When you put it in, I just really envision people worshiping and really having their time of worship with the Lord. So, but just the song that released on radio, Be Free, is more folk pop, so which I love. So I would say, folk, pop, worship, like organic type music, lots of string, like just acoustic vibe. It's very organic, it's very raw. You'll definitely feel that in the album. Being a Christian artist, I think, carries a huge weight that a lot of maybe even just mainstream artists don't understand, even if they're believers. I think it's just really realizing it's not about me. It's not about necessarily my gift. It's the Lord in me and the work that He's doing, and just showcasing who He is a responsibility, realizing that it's a life of worship. It's not 3 minutes on a stage, 3% of my life on a stage. It's 24/7, seeking the Lord, really having a relationship with the Lord that would overflow on the stage. And I think that's important, is really nurturing the relationship with the Lord and being real. My heart is to be real and transparent. I have hard times, good times, mountaintop experiences, valleys, deserts. I go through it all, but realizing the difference as an artist is really pointing it back to the Lord and showing that He is faithful and He is good and He is with us. And just letting that resonate in my story on the stage, but also resonating in my songs and my music. It's just bringing a different hope to the world. I think that mainstream doesn't necessarily accomplish. It's a lot of times directing it back at us, and it's really not about us. It's everything to do with Christ in us. So